Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who face-off. So for this Doctor Who face-off, I'm facing off the second Doctor versus the 11th Doctor. As you can see by the two, I've actually put my two TARDISes on display, and the two Doctors. So talking about these two Doctors, I have to say, the second Doctor is my third favourite, where my further down the list, like in 8th place, it's the 11th Doctor. I do enjoy both these performances, but I really do think the 11th Doctor's kind of childlike nature belongs to the second Doctor. So I really think in the 11th Doctor we kind of see a lot of the second Doctor in the 11th Doctor's persona. So, talking about these two Doctors, we have their companions, and of course, I'm going to say what monsters are thought of. And like every other Doctors, the Doctors have encountered different versions of the Daleks, Cybermen. So stay tuned and let's enjoy this Doctor Who face-off. So, for me to say what I think is going to win this face-off, I'm not too sure. Because these two Doctors I really do enjoy, I have to say. So, talking about the second Doctor, played by Patrick Troughton. Now, Patrick Troughton basically did his own era from 1966 to 1969, as well as coming back for 3 specials in 1973 for the 3 Doctors, then of course in 1983 for the 5 Doctors, and then in 1985 for the 2 Doctors, and then 2 years after that, Patrick Troughton unfortunately passed away. But during Troughton's run, we've seen him battle Daleks, Cybermen, Ice Warriors, Quarks, the Warlords, the encounters of the Time Lords. As well, doing all this, he travels with Ben, Polly, Jamie, Victoria, and Zoe, as well as bumping into the unit with Colonel Lethbridge Stewart, and then promoted to Brigadier in the Invasion. The second Doctor was very, very cunning. He always acted like the fool. He's always trying to act like the fool that he basically. The only way for him to trick his villains was to act like the foe. The reason I put these two Doctors face off, because not only do both Doctors basically fight against Daleks and Cybermen, but they also battle against Ice Warriors and the Great Intelligence, which was introduced during the second Doctor's run. But for this face off, for me, I have to say, for my review, my personal face off, the second Doctor wins. I have to admit, the second Doctor does basically win this Doctor Who face-off. I just love the second Doctor's performance. He's so cunning and stuff. And I do like the 11th Doctor, like with the dark persona and stuff. He's my second favourite modern Doctor after the great Peter Capaldi. I like how the 11th Doctor is a bit of a jokey in like series 6 and 7. Specifically series 7. I love the Day of the Doctor, but the 11th Doctor did travel with Amy, Rory, River, and of course Clara. So the second Doctor kind of had more companions than the 11th Doctor, but his longest running companion basically was Jamie McQueen, where the 11th Doctor's longest running companion is Amelia Pond. So both of these two Doctors had long running companions, because both of these Doctors have 3 series under their belt. I mean, the second Doctor has season 4, 5, and 6, which was broadcast in 1966 to 1969, where the 11th Doctor had basically series 5, 6, and 7 from 2010 to 2013. So during this kind of like run, they both had the kind of same amount of era, to be honest with you. They've kind of both had the same amount of time as the Doctor, even though the 11th Doctor does age more and becomes more wiser than the second Doctor did. So if I was going to say what is my favourite episodes out of these two Doctors, so for me to say what my favourite Doctor Who story is with the second Doctor, that's going to be very, very tricky. So I'm going to think about that and then talk about the 11th Doctor. So my favourite episode with the 11th Doctor, I have to say, it is Cold War. I absolutely do love Cold War. I think this is a fantastic story set in the Russian Cold War. And it's also a great Ice Warrior story, where we see Skeldak and Ice Warrior for the very first time since the great John Pertwee era in the Monsters of Peladon in 1974. I absolutely do like the way they bring back the Ice Warriors, specifically this Ice Warrior, Skeldak. And of course, the 11th Doctor does threaten to blow up the sub, saying, I'm a Time Lord Skaldic. I know one or two things about science technology myself. And believe me, I will blow this sub up. I love how the 11th Doctor just comes out with that. I don't really think the 2nd Doctor would have done that. And of course, the 11th Doctor, I have to say out of these two, the 11th Doctor is more of the definitive Doctor, where the 2nd Doctor is also definitive. This is actually really hard to try and say and pinpoint what kind of stuff I enjoy. As I said, both Doctors fought against Daleks, Cybermen, you know, Ice Warriors, the Great Intelligence. But there again, the 11th Doctor had more chemistry with some of his companions, where the 2nd Doctor inherited Ben and Polly from his first incarnation. The best person that he actually had chemistry with was, of course, with Jamie, his companion, Jamie McCrimmon. He does have a little bit of chemistry with Victoria, but there again, though, the Doctor kind of had to adopt her because her father was exterminated by the Daleks in The Evil of the Daleks. And then, of course, we go into season 6 with Zoe, who is actually a really good companion for the 2nd Doctor because she's brainy. My favourite TARDIS team for the 2nd Doctor is definitely Zoe and Jamie with the 2nd Doctor. Talking about the 11th Doctor, yes, he's very brainy as well. There's some aspects of him. I do see a lot of Troughton's mannerisms in the 11th Doctor, which is kind of why I wanted to put these two Doctors together, because I do see a lot of Troughton in him. I mean, for me to say Troughton is probably one of the longest Doctors, I mean, out of his run, and then of course coming back for 3 specials, where we just need to wait for Matt Smith to come back for a special, really, like, let's say the 60th anniversary. Let's see, hopefully he comes back, and then of course Matt Smith and Patrick Troughton have both been in anniversary specials during their kind of run. I mean, Troughton came in for the 10th anniversary and of course the 20th anniversary. The 11th Doctor, we still got to wait for him to come back and have come back for a special. For me, I have to say the most Doctor that wins this face-off for me is the 2nd Doctor. I love the 2nd Doctor. I love the way he acts like a fool, go, oh my idiot. And I love the fact in the Seas of Death, and he's there running away from the Ice Warrior, and you kind of see him go, oh my word, and you just see him run, and I love the way he goes, your leader won't be happy if you kill me. I'm a genius. Genius. Oh, I love the 11th Doctor to do that, you know, pretend to be all silly, running around, and then go to Ice Warriors, your leader will not be happy with me. Why? I'm a genius. Genius. Imagine that with Matt Smith's Doctor. It would have been, I think, that line definitely works for Troughton's Doctor. So for me, I have to say for this face-off, the 2nd Doctor wins for me. Let me know in the comments who wins for you. Is it the 11th Doctor? Is it the 2nd Doctor? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and share. And let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.